Alright, I am back with a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video. You probably knew this was coming since I was going to return to the game when Season 1 launched. That is the season where they introduced the Joker. And yeah, this is outrageously terrible. I'm not saying this, I'm not being this negative for clicks. You should know that Suicide Squad content gets terrible clicks because nobody is playing and nobody cares about it. So when I say this, I am just speaking from the bottom of my heart. This is one of the worst live season launches of any type I've ever seen. I didn't have, super high hopes for this. I think the game is kind of dead no matter what, just because of its player count. We only have full data on Steam numbers, but you can't have 300 to 700 players a day and think that console is 50 times that or something. It's a failure. It is another failure. But at the very least, maybe we could have seen the vision that they were trying to go for with the live game. It's okay, the main game was lacking a bit. The story ended really abruptly, so they're probably holding stuff back for seasonal content and future characters, future storylines. Nope, not doing that, because there is essentially nothing in this season other than Joker himself and then some new loot. In terms of story content, in terms of mission content, there is nothing. There is effectively nothing. The biggest controversy is that you log in and you can't get Joker, and the way you get Joker is ranking up your season level to 35 so you can do the new Brainiac fight, quote unquote new. This season rank is separate from Battle Pass rank. You get Battle Pass XP by doing season rank, which levels up the Battle Pass, and it is separate from Mastery rank, which is something you can't even unlock until you get Joker, which I didn't understand. I thought mine was bugged or something. I ran around for an hour trying to figure out why I couldn't unlock any higher Mastery levels. So there's 3 separate progression systems going on at once. In order to get season rank to 35, you have to run, I don't know, anywhere 10, 15, 20 missions, because they only give you 1 to 2 ranks or so at a time. If you do something like the killing time and you go to level 30 or something, that can get you 5, 6 ranks at a time, but that also just takes a long time because progression is really slow in that. But the point is, it's probably 2 or 3 hours of solid grinding. I've heard some people say 90 minutes. I don't know how people did it in 90 minutes. That seems not super logical. I don't know if you can do it in 90 minutes. Maybe I was doing the wrong things, but the point being, this is all old mission content that people have already been grinding back when they were doing mastery levels. This is using your old characters because you can't use Joker. And this is using your old builds, so you're locked into one of the lower difficulties before mastery even starts. So you're running these incursions and you're just destroying everything because you have these super, builds that you ended the game with last time. So you're just breezing through this stuff. You have to do so many of them. It's just so irritating. And there are quote unquote new incursions, which they're not new. There's one that's the anti-aircraft kind of mini mission that we've seen already that was in the campaign and the end game. And then 3 of the quote new incursions are kill 100 grunts, kill 50 infused enemies, and kill 18 brutes or something. Those are 3 separate incursions that, again, there's no new type of mission here. Not at all. There was something called a stronghold, which was promised for this season, but it is not launching with this. It does not appear after you get the Joker. It is presumably going to arrive in some sort of mid-season update that they've talked about, 6 weeks from now, but they're launching a season with no new mission content. The Brainiac boss fight also cannot be considered new mission content because it is literally just the Green Lantern fight. There are a couple minor modifications. It's a new arena, but he's summoning the same shit. He is summoning helicopters and landmines and tanks. It's literally all the same stuff. They did not modify that remotely in the least. We knew this was coming because they, advertised a Green Lantern version of this fight. There's going to be a Superman version of this fight, I think, in the mid-season. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that these Brainiac fights are just reskin campaign fights. I have no clue how they thought that was a good idea. The other thing this lacks, as opposed to just new mission content, is new story content. The entirety of the new story content here is there is an opening motion comic scene, which, as we know, developers use to kind of save on money because it's way cheaper than animating a real cutscene. It's just Joker being trapped in his Joker alternate universe and then sort of escaping. And then once you unlock Joker, there is a couple of minute cutscene of him in Argus. He goes into Argus. He injures a bunch of Argus agents, and he acts crazy for a minute. You would think there might be some sort of meaningful interaction with Harley here at all. She just says that like she's not into that type anymore, and Shark says like what, narcissist psychos, and she says comedians. That's it. That's the whole thing. They never even talk to each other. And as I've been playing with them in a squad, I don't think they've ever had like any banter or anything with each other either. And that's it. That's it. You swap them out. I swapped out Shark, I think. And then there's nothing new. You go back and you grind the same stuff you were doing before, only now with Joker. Joker is level 10, so you have to knock difficulty down in the open world for that, because he'll just get kind of wrecked otherwise. You can gear him up with, gear you already have, because this gear doesn't have a level, so you can get him at least decently strong pretty quick. I'm trying to assemble this Scarecrow Poison Fear set, because it's like the new set for this time around. It's not really a coherent build as of yet. In this gameplay, I am using a rifle it like reduces the damage of enemies when you hit them. I don't know, it's pretty good. I'm really only using it because I got a master version of it pretty quickly, and master gets just way more damage, so it's really pointless to use any weapon that is not a master weapon. Joker himself is fine, but this, once again, we're kind of back to the original Suicide Squad problem, where the difference between these characters is traversal and their ultimate. That is essentially it. They have different animations for melee and stuff, but these things are really close to identical. It's not really like you building a new character kit. I could just slap a full Bane set on him if I wanted to, and it would be close to identical as, some of the other characters I've had, or a Diablo set or whatever. The skill tree kind of focuses a little bit on burn damage, so you might want to lean into burn stuff with him, but again, he's just not that different. Like his umbrella thing, they don't even give you a tutorial, I just sort of had to figure it out. You pop yourself up with an explosion, and then you can surf forward on your umbrella. If you hit a rooftop, you can grind on it, but you're in the air so much, you're not really going to be grinding on any rooftops. And, it's fine. It's a little bit dead shot because you can hover with your umbrella and shoot people in the air. Otherwise, it's, it's a little bit King Shark where you go up and then forward. It's fine. His ultimate is you jump up and you drop a bunch of bombs on people. And that's kind of it. He's kind of funny. I mean, this isn't Mark Hamill Joker. This is alternate universe. They call him Jonkler. I'm not offended by this concept. I think it's fine, but this is terrible. It's utterly awful. You can't launch a season with no new mission content and no new story content. There's no story missions. You get this cutscene and then it's over. You just have Joker. There's nothing. And there's this sort of justification that, oh, well, there's going to be story coming in 6 weeks, and people are assuming that, but I was also assuming that this would launch with story content, which it hasn't, and maybe we'll get this new Stronghold mission, but this season should have launched. You should have gotten Joker immediately, you should have been introduced to Strongholds, and you should have started grinding some sort of new content. That's it. Instead we get, they promised us new incursions, which are literally just a countdown clock of killing enemies. It's insane. I can't believe that this is the content of the season. People are going to hit the wall of having to grind for 2 or 3 hours to even get Joker and probably just peace out. I've seen a number of people just uninstalling when they realized that was the case. And once you get Joker, you realize there's nothing to do with him except regrind the old stuff you were grinding before. That's it. The only goal is to once again ascend your mastery ranks and get the Scarecrow set. I don't even know if it's good. But once you get the Scarecrow set, what are you doing? You're grinding the same old stuff again. So utter disaster here. I am not exaggerating at all. I have done many live service things. I lived through Avengers and Anthem. I've never seen anything quite like this. This is utterly absurd. Yeah, if you have any differing opinions, if you're one of the 8 people still playing this game, I'd love to hear it. I'm going to probably try at least level Joker to max to see how he is on quote-unquote endgame, how the Scarecrow set is. You know, I'm doing this so you don't have to, I guess. Like, I'm just sort of morbidly fascinated by this game at this point, which is why I'm continuing to play, much to my own detriment, because these don't get views at all. Like, my articles don't get views, so whatever. I'm just doing it for fun, I guess. Anyway, that's all I got for now. You can read my article about this too, but yeah, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Take care.